Hey everybody, welcome back. We're going to continue using all those skills we've been learning in Adobe Illustrator and make these little star brand logo designs. Let's go for it. And this last one here, oh boy, look at this thing. Okay, it's got some different kind of line lengths going. It's got some different things going. Let's attempt this one here. This is going to be a little trickier. Let's start with a star. That's not a star. Let's start with a star. That's a star. Shift, Option. All right, and so I'm looking at these things and I need some increments. I need a measurement for here, and I think these should be consistent. Yeah, I think they should be consistent. So I'm going to create a rectangle. I'm gonna just make it for now. Make it white. Use my move tool or selection tool. Let's rotate you. Get you into place. The correct angle. That's pretty close. Not perfect, but close. So let's zoom out a little bit. These angles are sometimes really hard to get perfect. Okay. So here's I'm rotating around that center axis. So you know what I have to do? I need to put the center right there. I wonder if, oh no, I could do that. Okay, hopefully this makes it easier. Let's see, now make this longer. And I just need it to be the right angle. Once I've got it the right angle, I can, where did that line come from? I don't even know what that is. Okay, random white line. I hope this makes it easier to put into place. Oh, it's so close. And I know it's taking a little while, but I want to get this. So the thing is, it snaps when I'm so close to it, and that leaves this part off a little. Minor increment right here, right there. Okay, let's see. Oh, too far. This seems fiddly. It is. I got no easy way to do it. Get in there. All right, we're gonna have to live with this. Oh, I actually think I got it. Whew. All right, so now I can make this a little shorter, thankfully, and I can take this object, transform, reflect, vertically, copy. Okay, we got another one. Thank goodness. All right, get that into place. All right, so I got these two lines cut off there. Now I need to cut out part of this triangle right there. And I want to use the same increment. So let's go ahead and take this, duplicate it. Once again, I got to play this little rotation game. But I think I'm going to not stress this one as much because it's taken this video too long. I'm just going to get it and line it up as close as I can. And as long as it is covering the line, it should look good enough. Okay, yeah, there we go. Oops, and then I move it, of course. Okay. Okay, so now I know the angle is not exactly how I drew it. Like if I compare these two here, this end kind of goes out to make this part of the star. That's okay. I'm going to worry about that later. Right now, I just need to keep using what I've got. So now I've got this already. So now I've also got this. I just need to. Well, I know how I'm going to get that at least. Take it and line it up. Now I'm lining it up straight, of course. It's probably the first one I should have done. And then I would at least have one that's perfectly straight. Okay, that looks pretty good. So get you roughly into place here. Let's see how long this is here. Shorten you up. Okay. Let's see. So that's cutting there. Now I need one more over here. Yep, one more over there. All right, so let's take this, duplicate it, rotate it. Okay, good. Roughly in place. Yeah, there we go. Okay, feeling it, feeling it. Now I just need to create these little leg things sticking down. Okay, now should they be the same width? That is my question. I'm going to assume yes. So 1, 2, 3 leg things sticking down, and I got the white space underneath. So I haven't created the white space yet. And I think the legs are going to just kind of sit on top. So I think I can cover up most of my white space here. Okay, so I'm not going to be too precise about it. I'm just going to create a shape that covers up the white. So all I'm going to do is go to the top here. I'm going to click, click, click kind of somewhere in between there. I can adjust it later if I need to. Click, click, click here, and close it off. Do I need that? No, I need to close it off more. Command Z, Command Z. Let's undo that one. Click. Here. And there. Okay. I know it looks a little messy, but there we go. Okay, so we've got our white shape covering up this middle part that we need to be white. We've got these bars covering up these sides here. We've got, well, these ones. And then we've got these other bars kind of cutting in and giving us this little negative space shape on the star points there. And now it's time to make a black bar here to create the rest of the star that kind of comes over. So I'm going to assume, and this isn't necessarily true, but a lot of times things look good when the increments are used in other parts of the design. So I'm going to go ahead and duplicate one of these little bars here. And I'm going to assume, whoops, did not mean to move that. So here we go. I'm moving things I don't want to move. Where'd that bar go? Everything's getting confusing. So I'm going to go ahead and lock some things. I'm going to go ahead and lock all this stuff, except for that little bar I just made. So I'm going to select it all. I'm going to look at where they are. Okay, and I have one rectangle there. So I'm going to go ahead and lock these. So let's look right across here. Lock, lock, lock. Lock you. Lock you, lock you, lock you, lock you. And this is my... What's this here? Why has it got a phantom lock on it? I'm not sure. Okay, let's see. Oh, I locked the whole thing. That's why, because I'm dumb. I locked the whole layer. Didn't want the whole layer. There we go. Okay, here's my new bar. Okay, so I want this to be on top. So I need to move this up all the way to the top. We need to make it black. All right, so let's see. Let's look at my design here. Okay, it goes in and then it cuts off when it hits the bar from the other one. Okay, so let's just kind of get this in place here. It's too long, obviously. Let's move it in line. Let me zoom in a little bit. How's that looking? Really close, really close. Of course, this increment's going to be nearly impossible to get. Okay, I'm way in here. Seeing if I can pick this up and put it right on the line. Oh, so close. Isolation mode, of course. All right, cool. There it is. Okay, now I am going to want this to be at an angle even with this bar here. So it's going to be this angle, actually. It's going to be the same angle these lines are at. So I'm going to go ahead and make this long. I'm going to use the white arrow, okay? And I'm going to pick up this point, and I'm going to move it in line. I'm going to be careful not to bring it out, but it should kind of snap in place if I keep it in line. I'm going to drop it right there. Okay. Now I can resize it back and bring it down into place. Okay, that's going to work. Now I don't know the correct length yet. I have to kind of move this bar over here and kind of find out, but that'll come next. So I'm just going to kind of put it there. We'll deal with it in a second. But I've got my angle, at least for this one, and let's go ahead and duplicate this. So I'm going to go Option, select it, Option, duplicate, and let's go ahead and rotate this one. And let's put it over here. Okay, let me zoom way in. Nope, not yet. Not yet. I got to get my angle. So I make it longer, and I can make it longer without affecting the angle of this here. So it's kind of nice. I can just kind of drag it bigger and smaller as needed. Okay, how's this lining up here? Ooh, I feel like it might be. Just moving it. Let's see. That looks pretty good, actually. Gotta make it smaller here. Get it. Ooh, that's pretty close. All right, I'm happy. Maybe. Oh yeah, I don't see any edge. That's great. Oh, look at that. I do see a little edge poking out of this thing here. I'll have to take care of that later. Okay, but this star is looking good. Okay, now check this out. This angle does not look the same. I'm going to have to redo this. Interesting. I thought it would be the same as this, but it's not. Things are a little bit off. Well, we can easily fix that. White arrow. Click. All right, there we go. Black arrow. Make it a little smaller. Just roughly get it in place. Okay, I got 2 of those done. Actually, let's make this longer first. Should line up right there. Okay, so now that I'm looking at these, they look a little thin when I'm comparing them to that. Let me see what happens when I make it a little thicker. Ah, it screws up my line for one thing, but that's too thick. Let me undo. I think I do need them to be a little thicker than the lines on the outside to make it look more like my design. So my instinct of making things the same length is not correct. Okay, let's see. That looks different than that. If I go a little bigger, see what happens. Then it snaps, of course. Let me shorten this up. Okay, so let's go ahead and try to line these things up again. Let's bring you up here with A. move it. Careful not to adjust the line on the side here. Zoom out again. Black arrow. Phi is a shortcut if I haven't been saying it. And this should actually line right up with that line there. I can't see the edge because I have that turned off. But you know what? A guide might help me. Okay, and look at that. It's off. So let's go ahead and take it and make it on. It does not want to go. And this one needs to go up a smidge. Oh, look, my guide's a little bit low. I'm sorry, my guide's a little high to make it straight. So let's try that again. Take away my guide. Let's put it back. Let's put it a little more carefully. There we go. That way maybe it'll snap into place. Nope, still wants to snap high for some reason. I'm not sure why. So my solution is to zoom in so I have a little more control of it, and then zoom back out. Okay, I'll leave the guide there for now in case I need it later. And now, unfortunately, this isn't going to help me. So starting over again here. Take this. Let's duplicate it. I'm going to rotate. No, I think I'm going to, yeah, I'm going to rotate it. Let's see. Black arrow. Get this into place over here. And I'm going to have to decide what increment to make this space. And I think this should probably be the same as the white space over there. But let's just get it into place and get these angles rotated correctly first. And then I'll worry about that towards the end. I just want to get things kind of situated and then try and be more precise. Okay, let's try and line this up. Once again, this is the not so fun part. So a lot of this sort of thing is kind of just problem solving in some ways. Just like, you know, thinking of the tools you have and what is the best way to approach the problem. Best way to make the shape. That's good enough, I think, for now. Best way to, you know, attack it. And yeah, just like, okay, I've got this. What am I going to cut out? What am I going to make out of blocks? What am I going to, you know, make white space, use a white rectangle? What am I going to cover? What am I going to, you know, that sort of thing. And just figuring that out is kind of a lot of the game here. Okay, so let's go ahead and take this one. And first thing I'm going to do is, I think I need to flip it. So I'm going to go to Object, Transform, Reflect, and we're going to reflect it horizontally. Yeah, yep, that's what I wanted. Bring this. Is it what I wanted? Maybe I wanted this. Now maybe I want Object, Transform, Reflect vertically. That's what I wanted. Okay, now here's the game of lining things up. That's pretty close. Not perfect. That's pretty close. Okay, let's take a look at the whole thing. We have something pretty similar. So obviously, if we wanted more of an angle here, we would need to adjust the size of these. But again, the star I drew was not precise, so I'm getting kind of like a little bit of a fatter section here. And for this tutorial, I think I'm going to leave it as it is so we can just get the idea down of how we'd approach it more than trying to make it exactly like this, because that would take some tweaking. And it might not even work with a perfect star. Okay, so let's go ahead, and I need this shape back here. So I'm going to unlock things. Things might get a little tricky here. But what I'm looking for is this block, because I need to move this into place with this. So let's see. Okay, so you know what's going to make it a lot easier for me? So if I take this shape, and for now, make it red. And that didn't help because I got another shape covering it up. So we're going to do this. We just got to do what we got to do. I'll take that shape and turn it off. Now I can at least see this here. And thankfully, look at that. That actually pretty much lines up right there. All right, that's good. You're going to leave you like that. We're going to turn you back on. And we are going to turn you back to white. Okay, so this one's already lined up there. This one, so these lined up with the outside edges. This one, because of the design, has to line up with an inside edge. So I need to duplicate this space here, this rectangle, so I can get the spacing correct. So I'm going to take this, I'm going to duplicate it, move it over. There's a lot of shapes here, and this is going to go away as soon as I get my spacing here. Okay. So once again, I'm going to turn this one a different color just so I can see it, but of course it's below everything. So what am I going to do? I'm going to go to my layers. I'm going to move it above. I'll just move it on the top for now. Except I will not move it. I'll move it below this shape so I can see what it's doing. Okay, so I'm going to line up one of these edges there with that red side, and now I need to adjust this with a white arrow. White arrow, move you. And again, this usually stays it stays snapped into place unless you move it large enough. So I need to move this in a little bit more. Okay, white arrow. Again, this line will stay snapped to what it was unless you bring it out far. So that's good. Okay, now let's go ahead and throw this one away, this red one. There it is. Don't need you anymore. Okay, I'm going to clear my guides. So go to View, Guides, Clear Guides, and let's take a look at this by turning this one off. Okay, that was a pretty complicated one. I knew it would be, but it's just a matter of approaching it the correct way. Now, once again, subtracting, deleting everything, and covering all the things up that you need to cover up is another chore. So let's go ahead and see if we can attack that real quick. Let's go ahead and duplicate it first. I'd always want something this complicated. I would for sure want to keep a copy of. Okay, so let's look at this thing and see what we need to add and subtract and cover up. And we'll have to do this in pieces here. So let's go ahead, and I'm going to start at the basics. Let's start at the beginning. Okay, so I got that line, I have this line, I have that line, I have that line, I have this line. I can subtract all these from my star. I can subtract all this. So I can do that all in one step. So just the white, all these white parts covering up the star, that's fine. Let's get those. Now I have the other ones off, so I turn them off with the eyeball, so I can't select them right now. So by selecting, I can just grab everything, because again, those other shapes are off, they're not on. But I can take those, grab them all, and minus the front. Now cut them all out. And put them in a group, of course. There's my group. Now, okay, so I'm going to have to add these other shapes into the group in order to add them to the shapes that already exist. So here's this one. So let's put it into, actually, do I need to? Let's find out. Select, no. Yeah, I think I'm going to need to. Unless I do this. Grab this, grab that, merge. There we go. Actually, that's fine. Where did it put it? Oh, it pulled it out of the group. Oh, interesting. Okay, so that's one way to approach it. I can just select them with a white arrow, not the black arrow, because the black arrow will select all of them. And it pulls it out of the group, but I can pull it back in. Not a big deal right there. Let's turn the next one on. Okay, now I'm just going to pull this into the group, just so it's not really an issue. But I'll still need to actually select it with a white arrow. Now I think about it. And add them, unite them. Okay, cool. Let's turn the next one on. There it is. I'm going to grab it, put it back in down here. With a white arrow, I'm going to select, and I'm selecting in the middle. I'm not selecting a corner or an anchor, because then it might not grab the whole thing. But the reason I'm doing that is because if I do it with a black arrow, it's going to grab all these shapes here that are in the group. And I just want it to unite with that shape right there. Let's see. There we go. Add it in. That wasn't so bad. Okay, and they're all in the group here. There we go. Yeah, I got it. Okay. Let's see. There it is. Okay, the most complicated one we did. All right, you guys. Hopefully you got something good out of this, and hopefully you got some good skills in making all these different little logos and found ways to approach and attack different problems. And hopefully this helps you out on your designs and your logos. All right, I'll see you guys next time.